live.
We're live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Nerdy Up North podcast. It's a nerdy podcast and it's hosted by Northern Nerds. I am one of your hosts, Sam.
And I am the other host, Paul. Not Sam, Paul. I got it right this week.
Yay!
Yay!
Well done, you!
Yay, I went a bit simple last
Gold
week.
star for that fella.
Yes. But I've got a very important question to ask you before we do get started tonight.
Oh my god, okay.
Yes, because I'm not going to do the introductions because I think Lee gets berated and mocked enough. But
used to it.
But Sammy, Lee, Kelly, do you want to walk with me a little while?
It was only like 500 miles in 5 days. It's amateur stuff, that, man. I could do that.
Okay. Okay. Challenge.
Well,
you got to do it.
Funny enough, though, I had a very much like, because Lee, when I asked Lee to be on this episode, he sent us a message, and I had like one of those moments where I've got a little devil Chris and I've got a little angel Lee on my shoulder telling us how should I answer this one, because Lee was expecting us to walk all the way through the episode.
Yeah.
You insane.
So while we were talking to see who would last if we were walking while doing the episode of the podcast, and I thought, should I tell him that he has to? So Lee's all prepared, ready for walking, or even walking before we started.
I've got an exercise bike here. I probably could have just cycled on that for like an hour and a half.
It's not called the long cycle. It's not called the long cycle. It's called the long walk. But I was like, no, I'll listen to little Angel Lee rather than Devil Chris, and I'll not be that mean. But yeah. But yes, we are joined today by Emo Lee.
The return of Emo Lee.
Get a haircut,
get
you
a fucking haircut.
And we are joined by the majestic, the beautiful, the wonderful, the Stephen King enthusiast herself, Kelly.
Yay, Kelly.
All right.
All right, love. The quiz mistress with the most. But yes, so Sammy, it's going to be an interesting episode because I feel, because normally we take the piss out of each other. I don't think we can take the piss out of each other at all during this episode.
No, so trying to get out of the way with now.
No, that's fine. I'll see where the mood takes us from time to time. I might.
Well, let's see if we can kind of lighten it up a little bit, because I feel like this one's going to be, and I feel it's apt for the fact that I picked this. This is my movie of the year. It feels a bit apt that it's going to be all doom and gloom, and but has a little ray of sunshine in the middle of it.
I don't think we'll get like shocking content from this one, like the last episode. I don't think certain words will be used as much. So
no, I will be shocked to shit if we do get shocking content. But I tell you what, I will do the disclaimer.
Yes.
And then we can start walking. Sure. Everything discussed in today's episode is our opinions, and it's our opinions alone. And if you'd like to discuss anything from today's episode, please come and join us on the Nerdy Up North socials. You can come and join the Nerdy Up North Discord or comment section where we can have an open discussion. But what we won't have is anyone coming for us and telling us our opinions are wrong, because we can all agree to disagree in fandom. So let's keep it fun, keep it kind, and keep the toxic behavior out of nerdism.
Very well said, yes.
Thanks.
And it's an interesting episode as well, because as Sammy said, this is her movie of the year. So we thought, like, to finish our year, rather we normally do a yearly roundup and like discuss everything that's happened in the year, which we'll probably do later on. But we thought, as a whole, I'll pick my favourite movie of the year, and Sammy will pick hers. It was quite interesting because they fell quite around about the same time these films got released. So it's quite an interesting one, especially with the tone of this movie. And when we said we were going to do this, Sammy instantly went, we need to get Kelly on, because Kelly's a Stephen King ride and die. Because Kelly likes to read the books as well.
It would have been wrong. It would have been so wrong. And the fact that we, on the Misery episode, we said to her, we are going to do this at some point, read the book.
Yeah.
And she did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought a good idea as well to get little Lee on as well, because when this movie was announced, like it kind of just came out of nowhere, and we did a trailer reaction. We kind of like just watched a few trailers that day, and this was one of them. And I think both of us were like, "Holy shit!" Like
Yeah.
the first thing it hits you is the music. The music in this is like we'll talk about that in the film, but the music in the trailer was so on point. Was so like it was weird because it kind of gave you hope, but then it stops at a certain point and takes that hope away.
I
And
didn't have any high expectations from even just seeing the title, The Long Walk, and it was just like, oh, they're going for a walk, and then as soon as that first person gets shot,
yeah,
it's like, oh, holy shit, right? And then it's like, oh, it's a Stephen King film. Okay.
Yeah.
but
Yes.
as a whole, like I know Sammy's going to wax lyrical. The
Oh, I've got a
premise,
lot to say.
the premise of this movie, before you get in the taglines as well, is so simple. Is such an interesting, simple concept because let's be honest, the idea has been done to death. This is basically another version of the Hunger Games. It's another version of Battle Royale. It's Squid Games all over again, just a different take. But what they did beautifully was made it a lot simpler. They didn't overcomplicate it and just went, right, we're going straight down the line. And it's more to do with the people in this film than the actions and what's going on. There's some very violent and very messy situations, shall we say, in the movie. But the beauty is in the simplicity. I would probably the best way I can describe it.
Oh, I 100% agree, and I have so much to say, especially with you bringing up the Hunger Games as well. But first, spirit of our country, fellow citizens. Still today, on the 19th anniversary of the war that tore this great nation apart, we continue our nationwide recovery effort right now as this country watches 50 of our finest young men prepare for the ultimate challenge. Let us join together in reflection and hope. We give thanks for the state and the opportunity it provides. For the order it has instituted for the good of society, may it bring us all back to prosperity. We pray for the poor, the hungry, the unemployment, and those without shelter. Help us transform hardship into hope, sanctuary into abundance, and division into solidarity.
For a split second, I thought you were doing the taglines there, and it was like, how the fitting that on a fucking poster?
Now I'm going to do the taglines though.
Yes. I remember Sammy said she had a surprise for us as well. Sorry.
That was it.
I quite like that.
I fit it in perfect. It was it flowed in lovely.
Yeah, read it beautifully. But if you
You should see how small the writing is. It's tiny. I'm really impressed with myself with that mind.
But just that little speech of that scene, that could fit on any dystopian movie that we talk about. It doesn't just fit on this movie, which I think. Quick question though, because it said 50 people. Was there 50 people in the movie?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So we'll get into that in a second. It is definitely 50.
Right.
So the task is simple: walk or die.
Walk or die.
Mint.
And then the other one is walk or die. We're really gonna drill that into you. Walk or die. The next one is join.
All right.
Oh.
You could be the next winner.
I'm looking not.
And the last one, the road awaits you.
I'm surprised there's not one that's just the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Come and join us on this Rainbows and Lollipop tour.
I'm pretty sure Stephen King just read that real treasure. There's the friends we made along the way once, and just went, that would make an amazing premise for a book.
Well, keep that in mind. Really do keep that in mind when you think about, because that is King in a nutshell. He is so good at writing the friendship groups.
Yeah.
And they took a lot of inspiration from Stand By Me when it come to making this film, even right down to the score.
Yes.
Talk about the music, the score has so much Stand By Me in it. But if we take this right the way back to the 70s, this is Stephen King's, actually, let's take this back to 1966. This is Stephen King's first ever book.
Yes.
So he wrote this when he was at the University of Maine. This is 8 years before Carrie is published, and that is his first published book. He wrote this
So Richard
sorry.
Bachman. Was it Richard
It
Bachman?
is Richard Bachman, and it was lost. It was published, but it was lost under the Richard Bachman name. Nobody knew about it. Nobody gave a shit about it because nobody really gave a shit about Bachman until 1985, when it is revealed that Stephen King is Richard Bachman, and it fucking blew right up. It got put into, I think, the first edition outside of its original is the collection that is got the Running Man in. The Bachman collection. I think the Running Man's in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it instantly just sold and sold and sold. That happened in 1985. In 1989, 88 even, a certain zombie director bought the rights to it.
All right.
Mr. George A. Romero.
Right. Okay.
And for a lot of years, Romero was going to do the long walk. I would have been so fucking interested to see how Romero was going to do the long walk, but he was. However, in 2007, it never happened. But in 2007, another director, and you can put money. I could have put money on this person buying the rights to this without even looking at his name. Frank Darabont
All right.
bought the rights to the long walk, and I would have been so happy with the Frank Darabont long walk because he's done The Mist, The Green Mile, the Shawshank Redemption. The list goes. He has a lot of love for King, and I think Frank would have done an amazing job with this. However, it doesn't go ahead, and the rights then get sold to New Line Cinema. New Line Cinema has a contract with somebody else. That ends up going tits up. And then Vertigo come in. They then buy the rights. This has been bounced around all over the place. Vertigo buy the rights, and they have the film contract with Lionsgate, and that's when Francis Lawrence gets involved. Francis Lawrence, you've mentioned the Hunger Games, is the director of the Hunger Games. So then that's where a lot of the King fans have a problem with, is the fact that it's dystopian, there's a game, and then you've got the guy who did the Hunger Games coming in and directing it.
Yeah. But it makes sense to do it that way because you've got someone who's made a success of that type of feature. Why would you it's like a shopping cart with a broken wheel. Why would you
change it? You don't need to change it. But to be honest, if people are really looking at the fact that it's like, I understand that it does come across as like a Hunger Games or a battle royale situation because it's that setup. It's the idea of using violence in order to inspire something in a nation that is completely and utterly broken. I can understand that.
Inspire.
Well, that's what they do.
The one to obedience.
They're inspiring with fear. Of course they are. But there's so much more with the social commentary of it, especially if you take it back to when it was written.
And it's interesting we are saying that though. So before we get into the social commentary and aspect, I'm interested because with Kelly, like when we told about this, Kelly was the one that read the book first before she even saw the movie.
That's true. I did it the other way around.
Yes. So what was your kind of like, again, not to go too deep into the book, because I think the messages I got after you finished the book was, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So this one kind of resonated with you there.
Well, I need to tell you how I actually started listening to it because it's on my husband's Spotify account. So I got the book for free. But he uses his Spotify account to chill out and go to sleep. So when I was listening to it, the guy who was narrating it, Kirby Havon, oh my God, I was like, this kid's got the most fucking annoying, slow voice I've ever heard in my life. Adam turns down the speed on a night. So I listened to a good half an hour of the book in slow motion.
Oh my God.
Who was like, fuck me, this is going to be a long walk. So, I listened to it and oh my God, it was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, horrific, horrifying, but oh God, totally stand by me. It was just like rather than saying, "Do you want to see a dead body?" It was like, "Do you want to be a dead body?"
Do you want to be the
Let's
dead
do
body? Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it the
But
long
it was-
walk that you listened to in slow motion? Did you say?
Yeah.
That must be horrible.
Initially, I changed it.
Because like
so
you're
so
like
Kelly
waiting for
listened to
bits
the
where there's
slow
like
long walk.
there's like nothing happening for like sections, and like
Mhm.
it'll be explaining like, oh, there was a lamppost at the side, and like explaining like the scenery and stuff, and it's like just get to the
Bachman
next
doesn't.
fucking bit.
No,
Or like
Bachman doesn't
No,
really
re-ex-
do like
Bachman's
that.
not like that.
Bachman's
No,
not like
No.
that.
Well, there's
Bachman
one page where he describes a whole sandwich or something like that, and he's like listing all the ingredients in this sandwich. And it's like,
Bachman's not
oh,
as
and then I'm gonna
detailed
have
as
like,
King.
I'm gonna have like a bit of lettuce in from Arizona at exactly 27 centimeters at the color code of 4729 green on the Dulux color chart. Like,
This is
literally, it's like it's dragging on and dragging on. It's like just get to the next fucking bit, and you're kind of in Garrett's shoes. Like, when am I going to get to the end of this? If I put it down now, am I going to pick it back up? Like, but if you're going in slow motion, it's going to be even worse.
I've never heard Lee get so passionate about anything. That's so cool.
Yeah, it wasn't good slow.
No,
very slow.
I can't imagine, especially with certain parts of it when the description not just of sandwiches, of people's deaths as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was a sandwich or not, but
Oh, okay.
it was definitely.
I mean,
something.
you described it very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like an interesting. Then you moved on to the movie, Kelly, and I think the response after the movie was you were just crying.
It was literally just streams of tears. I wasn't even like crying. My face was just leaking
Right.
from my eyes. It was just streams. Obviously, I wasn't expecting the end.
Yeah.
Because it's all in the front.
Yes.
Got a shock.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get shocked.
Because they
But-
changed the ending as well.
Yeah.
They did. Can I ask you though,
Yeah.
Kelly? Because
It
there's a lot.
worked.
It
Of course.
doesn't it? Because there's a lot of discussion on the Stephen King group. I mean, they fucking hated it. They absolutely hated it. But to me, it
made
actually
sense.
it does, because the McFreeze that you meet in the movie is not the McFreeze you meet in the book. He
No.
is a dick.
No.
He is an absolute. He's not the nicest person. Everything that's angry about Ray in the movie, like all his anger and everything, that's all. That's Pete
Yeah.
from the book. And the Ray sees life, that is Pete's way in the movie. They've
Oh.
switched the characters around. So I thought it was absolutely fitting with the end, but the end is weird, and I'll get to it when we get to it, because there's some things I want to check with Kelly, because I had to go back over a page to go, did I miss something?
Yes.
I don't
Yes,
I
I
don't
know
think
exactly what you mean.
anyone's really that nice. Like even
What?
Garrett, like Garrett's a bit better in the film, but like in the book he's like, oh look, there's someone holding a sign. I'm gonna go over and kiss this girl and feel her bum, and then he's like, oh, I've got a girlfriend by the way, Jan.
Yeah.
She's waiting for us in the next town, and it's like,
well, yeah,
that's
because
a bit of a
he's
dick move, Garrett.
because he's getting a lot of vibes from McFreeze that he's constantly trying to reassure himself that he doesn't feel the same way. So that's why there's a lot of sexual tension in Ray's mind, is because McFreeze has already given that impression that there is more to whatever is building. And that is something you don't get in the movie, and you don't need to get in the movie, because the brotherhood is what's more important. But that is something that really plays on, because he constantly keeps going back over these sexual moments that he could have had with his girlfriend.
But if we're talking about, like, say, then going to the movie aspect as well, like at the start, as again, it paints a picture, it gives us everything that we think. But this is why I asked the question, because that's why I was a little bit surprised, because you said when you read that thing, it said 50 people. Because I only like watching the movie today, I remember it saying 49. I can't remember the 50. Again, I might be wrong. I might have missed it and stuff like that. That's because it's about for everyone in every state. Because the 50th state in America is Hawaii, isn't it? Is that
Mhm.
right?
But that only came in like the
think
80s
so.
or something, didn't
But
it?
this is in the
So when
future.
this was written,
Yeah.
it
All
would
right.
have still been
This is
49.
the future.
Yeah.
This is like after a civil war.
Yeah,
Right.
so you don't know what
Yeah.
has happened within that because he doesn't really tell you what has actually taken place. This is just the
Mm.
end
Yeah.
of it, really. But yeah, Lee, have you read the book?
Yes, I have.
So
Whoa!
I'm the only one that hasn't.
I just
I'm just
right,
going to
so
log off now and get off the conversation. It's fine.
I just thought
Lee!
I just wanted to wait to bring this up because then I can be like, look at you guys being prejudiced, thinking I wouldn't read a book. Now I'm the good one and you guys are
When
the
did you
bad
read
one.
it? Well, when did you read
Uh,
it?
Last night, I watched the film, then read the book. Uh,
In a
but
night. You read the
yeah,
book in a
yeah.
night.
Yeah, I mean, I already knew what all the big words meant, so it wasn't that much difficult for me.
Lee, I am fucking
Is this where Lee's
impressed.
turned into Dustin Hoffman from Rain Man? Is it?
But
Going,
also,
let's take him to Vegas and see if we can get
Jesus,
millions.
Lee.
I get the added bonus now as well that I'm on this podcast and Paul's the only one that hasn't read the book. And because I thought, oh, I'm going to go on this, and Kelly and Sammy are going to be like, oh, the book, this, and the comparison. I'm going to be like, I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on here.
Mhm.
So I was like, I better read
Do you
it.
know what, mate? I am so fucking impressed. Like you, I doff my hat to you. Wow.
Oh, look,
In a night.
this is
A
In a
night.
night.
this
I mean,
is.
it's not the longest of books, really.
It wasn't that long.
To
No.
be fair though, this is a new Lee. Lee has spawned smugly.
Well,
Uh,
And
It's
I
the
didn't have the
fucking
story
hair.
in. I didn't have it in slow motion, Kelly.
So now I can understand why you were a bit concerned that Kelly was listening to it in slow motion. It totally makes sense. It took us a while there. I'm going, how did he know about that?
See, as soon as he said about the sandwich, I went, I knew. Lee's read this. I went, I'm not going to question him. That's fine.
Oh my god, I am wow, brilliant, mate. I love it. It's great. Thank you for reading it.
Like, say,
No problem.
coming back to the characters in the movie as well, because I know, as you've said, and Sammy's texted and said, like, they changed around a lot of the characters from the movie and amalgamated, like, more into one and stuff. Because, as I said, it would be difficult to showcase 50 different personalities in a movie, but the ones it focused
No.
on was quite interesting. Like, give you snippets, but everyone had, like, quite a unique personality.
Oh,
But
100%.
and as you said, that brotherhood, that friendship, that's the Stand By Me. That's like the
Yeah.
conversations. And it was kind of like one of them is it Art who's just saying,
Oh.
I'm hoping to make a few friends along the way.
I love that.
Such a sweet soul. So, and again, I know there was a few bell ends in this group as well, which it always were, but I didn't find
Barkovich.
them completely horrific or horrifying. That was quite a thing. Like, even Barkovich, who I expect to be in the book, is probably the most insidious human beings there is.
He's the worst.
But with them toning down and just making them like a bit of a shithead who makes a mistake and like boastful, like big headed, which you would be. Like, to be fair, if you enter in a competition like this, you would either have to be desperate or have an ego. That's the only two wings you would have to join this type thing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Bargovich in book or in movie. And to be honest, controversial. If he didn't did what he did, I think he would have won.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he.
He didn't look tired at all.
No, I genuinely. If he didn't do what he did, I genuinely think he would have won. I think Stebbins was obviously. I'll get into. I've got a few things to say on Stebbins later on, but what happened to him would still have happened to him. But yeah, I think Bargovich could have won it. That's a terrifying aspect and notion that a person like that could win that type of competition.
And I thought the use of Mark Hamill was absolutely brilliant.
Oh God. Oh, Mark Hamill, bless that man's heart. He did not want to do this film.
Right.
He was he's the whole violence aspect of it. Because in the book the Major isn't a huge part. He's barely there. So he didn't really have a lot to go off. He just knew he had to be a nasty bastard. Well, a nasty bastard, but a smarmy bastard. And the level, he didn't like the level of violence, so he balanced that out with the life of Chuck.
Right.
So,
Oh, right.
I love
yeah, him.
nobody wanted to speak to him as well, did they?
No,
'Cause everyone was
nobody
like, if
wanted
I
to break
speak to him, I'm going to really like him.
They didn't want to break the illusion. Him and Judy Greer had
Yeah.
a lot of aspects, and they really had to be not talked into, but talked down off a ledge because they didn't like the level of violence in it. They have young children who they can see they can see the social commentary from when it and the political commentary from when it was originally written, because they all went and read the book, so they could see that aspect of it, and the idea that God, that could be my kid, and they got really close to these kids. I say kids, the young adults, and yeah, they had to be kind of talked off a ledge a bit.
Yeah, but one of my highlights was like it was a little bit towards the end, was like the interaction with Mark Hamill and like Rhea's character, when Rhea's character is kind of snapped at a certain point
The
and
sack
starts
bit.
and start giving them shit, like just for it. And Mark Hamill was just like, yeah, boy, that's the
got
type
sack,
you got
boy."
boy sack, and it's like kind of
And go get that prize.
and I was like, yes, because that could have like turned. It could have been like a bit of like, oh shit, like a bit of like button heads type situation. But I kind of like, it was a turning point for the general, because he kind of like went, oh, I respect this little bastard for giving his shit back. Not many people would have given his shit back or
Well,
dared
also
to.
what you've got to remember, and I think it's something that I do forget about as well. There's a TV show happening at the same time. This is all being televised, so he's just looking at it from a TV aspect of how brilliant this would look, this back and forth kind of thing. That's why they didn't stop the singing. They do have, I mean, they don't really lay out the rules a great deal. You get to hear some of them, like the conserve your energy. That's rule number 13. If you're a smoker, don't, basically. But one of them, and that's mentioned in the book, is you can't fuck around with anyone else.
Yeah.
He
Not
doesn't
allowed
say
to.
that in the movie.
No.
Which is like when
which should
Barkovich,
be,
when he was on his third one and he'd like been responsible for killing that kid, it was like, why does nobody just run up and swipe his legs? And I thought maybe
Because they're
they
not
don't want to
allowed.
be like classed as a murderer.
Yeah.
But that and the not to put that, one of the rules is you don't fuck or you don't push someone, you don't push them off their A game. You literally just have to walk in a straight line, which is why I always thought Barkovich was crafty in what he did to Rank.
Is that
Because
like
Rank was going to get it regardless, because he went and swung at Barkovich, which is against the rules.
Yeah. Is this
So
I
think he's a dick. He's a major dick.
And I get, because I want to touch on the certain things that you mentioned there, were like, say, the people not wanting to be involved because of the violence. With this movie being so straightforward and so, I'm trying to think of the right word, like it could have been quite boring, and like not with the personal stuff. I think it needed like the shock factor at times. Like I'm not one of those people. You know me. I'm a softie when it comes to blood and violence. If it's not needed, if it's gratuitous, like, fair enough, there could have been a few shots where they didn't show so much aspects, but the fact that they showed the headshot, they showed when I can't think of his name now. I'll think in a second. Collie got on the floor and shot himself in the face. I was like, yes, it kind of opened it up a bit and made it like, this isn't a lovey-dovey like movie like Stand By Me. Like Stand By Me's shock element was to see the dead body at the end. That was where you got the shock. Said, shit, these kids are never going to be the same after seeing this dead body. That's going to change their lives. And the tone and change of the movie was perfect. And that kind of like gets you, rather than waiting to the end. You get it at the start with the kid who basically within the first couple of miles gets cramp and doesn't recover. And it was one of the most innocent things. There was a guy who, I can't remember his name, but
he's from Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, he basically lied about his age to get in to the long walk.
Well, he deserves it then, little liar.
Oh, Curly. So there was one thing that I couldn't quite get my head around, and it wasn't until I've kind of taken a step back and I've been reading a few things and watching a few things, because I couldn't understand why everyone, while they were walking, was so angry. And bearing in mind, I watched this movie so many times before I then went and read the book. So I was really basing this off a movie side. I couldn't understand why everyone was getting so angry. And I was like, you all chose to be here. Nobody forced you to be here. You put the application form in. You didn't go to the back out date. But then it was something Ray said while they were walking that nobody is applying for this. It just happens. And then obviously I go and look into when the book was originally wrote. And it is a very much very much reminiscent of the draft.
Right. Yeah.
Where so basically what Ray was saying in the movie rings more sense to me now, where no, they didn't have a choice. They couldn't back out. This was going to happen to them regardless. It was just a matter of time.
Because when you think about it as well, it's one person from each state. So in my head, how I kind of computed it was you can apply. If they don't get enough applications, someone then would get chosen. Because, as you said, during this type of thing, fair enough, the prize is this. Let's talk about the prize as well. This prize is like, they don't actually give you a number value. It says unlimited wealth and a one wish, which again is so magical in a little way. It's like you get one wish to ask for anything. Like, and they talk about when they're walking, you get Art who's saying, "I want to go to the moon." Oh, well, why? He's why would you want that? It's like, because I want to go to the moon. It's like, it's my wish. Like, it's something fantastical. And again, it makes you then think in your own head, okay, if you had that one wish, what would you wish it for? Because you don't need money. You've already won this wealth. So what can money not buy you that this one wish can? And if you start thinking about that, it's such an unusual concept and thing to think about. Like, if you take a second now, because I can't do it. I've been thinking about it for like about 10 minutes now. I can't think of it. If you've had that one wish, like if you think about it, you've got unlimited money, so you don't need money. You can buy anything you want, but you've got one wish to do anything that you want. What would that one wish be?
Couldn't tell you. No idea.
Have my own country. I don't know.
But to be fair, because it's unlimited money, you could own your own country, buy it. So, but
the way
could
I thought
end
this was
the
going to
long walk.
that wasn't allowed. If they said we're part of the rules, you can't change that aspect.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it,
The way my brain was working when it was like getting towards the end was like them two were left, and I thought, is Mark Hamill going to like point the gun at the guy being like, "Oh, we've got our winner," and the other guy's going to go, I wish to be for Pete to stay alive." And then it's like, but it's a Stephen King film, so no, everyone's
that's not going to happen. Yeah, that's not going to happen. No, I haven't got anything. Like, because they have that conversation in the movie, don't they, where Hank's like, I want,
10 naked women.
10 naked women. And it's like, well, you could buy 10 naked women.
And he's like, I don't want to be bought. It was like, well, someone's got to pay for them to be, they're not going to just suddenly click the fingers and have 10 naked women say, I volunteer.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I don't like that. I don't like that question.
Well, I think
tens amateur numbers as well.
During the podcast, you don't even have to answer it, but we'll come back to it at the end, see if anyone can actually think of that, because it's such an interesting. Again, because it didn't go around in my head the first time when I watched it. When I watched it the second time, I was like, that's such a hard thing to kind of pick up on and answer.
You make giving us a headache already.
It's what I do.
So the characters in this, I did mention to Paul that there is an amalgamation of characters, because in the book it's 100 guys, not 50. So they kind of took, because Ray is a bit of a social butterfly on the walk.
Yeah.
Like he talks to a lot more people. He's constantly always trying to figure out Stebbins. Stebbins, apart from the illness, is very much Stebbins in the book, I feel. Apart from he didn't wear purple pants. But yeah, Stebbins is a mixture of himself and a character called Scram. Now, Scram was the athlete. He was the one on the bookies list to win the whole thing, and he also is the one with the wife. So Scram is also mixed in with Hank, because Hank is the one who has the wife in the movie, and it's Scram who is the one who gets sick.
Right.
Yeah. And he dies through his illness.
Interesting.
So there's them two. There's a couple of others that kind of, because like I say, Ray's a bit of a social butterfly. He talks to quite a few people. Harkness is mixed with another guy as well. Poor Harkness in that angle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That
Poor
was fucking
bugger. That was
watching.
brutal.
I'm impressed. I've got to give him props because you see when he twists his ankle and how many miles he goes over and the state his ankle gets
Yeah.
before it's kind of like, oof.
Yeah, Harkness's death is, I think, the same in the book to the way that it is.
Yeah.
So there's also a major point that gets brought up at the end of the film, but is a huge factor in the book, is the vow.
Right.
So the vow at the end where Stebbins says, when there's only Collie, there's only a couple of them left, and he says, "I want we have to all agree that we need to stop helping each other."
Yeah.
The vow is we have to also that vow is made early on, and because of that
Yeah.
vow, they lose so many people because they stick to it.
Yeah.
So a lot of characters get taken out in one go, all because of that vow.
You know what I do loved about the movie though, because they could have, like as you said, I know we've harped on a bit about how simple and stuff, but they don't shy away in this movie the grimness of like the real things that would happen during the movie, like during this long walk. Because to be fair, if you're walking for 5 days straight, day, morning, night, no breaks, keeping up to that 3 hours, like we've tried staying up for 24 hours doing a
That was
stream.
fucking horrible.
So again, thinking about having to go up, have a piss, having to shit, uh, falling asleep, how would you like navigate those type of elements? And how they showcased it in the movie as well is like even when Art just plonks himself down, has a shit, and it's like one warning, two warning, three warnings, and,
That's so
and he's like
daunting.
pinch it, and he's running back. The thing, and they just go, mate, I love you, but can you just walk away because you
go away.
you didn't wipe it, you get
Go
stink.
away.
It's
Go
like, oh,
away.
You're allowed to take stuff with you as well. Like, there's
Mhm.
one guy who's got like his jelly sandwiches with him and stuff. Would you not have brought some
Stebbins.
like dog poo bags or something and like a pack of Kleenex?
oh, a nappy.
You could do it as you walk.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, they do, because Stebbins has hundreds of sandwiches just planted around him because he's constantly eating sandwiches. He also has a spare pair of shoes. Did anyone notice that?
No,
no.
Stebbins has a spare pair of shoes over his shoulder,
right.
which he didn't offer to Ray when his shoes went.
But I wouldn't be given like in the movie Ray. Well, Ray and Pete are so like they are kindred spirits. Like if you're going to get two people to do the walk and do it together, it's kind of like they got each other. They had best intentions, and they kind of went into it with the mindset saying, "I'm not going to screw over anyone." But again, if they make the friendships, they're like, "I'm going to help that friend," and that's the impression I got during the movie, and it's kind of like that bond, but it's like again the intentions of why they've gone in. Like Rhea's intentions is to kill the general, so it's revenge, but Pete's kind of like viewpoint and how he talks about like what he looks to do. He's not saying it talking about. He's like, look at it at this point of view. If you're doing it purely because you want revenge or because you're angry, you might as well just sit down and because nothing's going to change. But if you are looking to make change, look at that family who's watching who Ray kind of like scorns at and says, "Oh, the pariahs looking at wanting us to die." It's like, no, they're a family desperate, just being together. There's love. That's what we need to like basically rely on. And I thought his perspective, and that's kind of why when we get to the end, Ray kind of changes his mind and said, "Yeah, if I win this, I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. Ray's doing it. Pete's Story's doing it for all the right reasons," and that's
But
kind of why you kind of get like almost like your Breakfast Club moment. You punch the air. And it's
oh
like,
yeah, you're right. I when Ray takes that final bullet and says to him, what I can't remember what he says to him verbatim, but he was never going to change.
no.
That vengeance was always going to be with them but I just want to ask Kelly and Lee, from reading the book, what did you feel about the differences in Ray and Pete to book to movie. Wow.
I found Pete in the book. He has ulterior motives. He is a bit of a dick. He's trying to trip Rita up, especially in regards to his sexuality and things. But in the movie, it is that beautiful kindred spirit, and I liked that change because I don't know. I found it more in the book, more sort of like locker room crack on, like like almost like slight bullying.
Yeah.
But in the movie, it was more of a camaraderie. I felt it made more sense in the setting of like perhaps today or in the near future. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Whereas I found the book a very 60s,
Mhm.
the way they went on. But I really didn't like Pete in the book,
No,
but
me
I
neither.
loved him in the film.
100%. What about you, Lee?
It's hard to say because in the book you get all of the like inner monologues of people and like get to hear what they're thinking, and then there's a lot more teenage boy talk
Yeah.
in the book where they're like talking about each other's erections and stuff like that and being horny and everything, and it was very weird, but the movie is a lot more wholesome.
I
Yeah.
get that though when with you saying that, because I know this is gonna sound so weird, but with me going away with the lads for like playing football in teams, or even like if anyone had been like in like cadets or in like in the army type of situation, when you this is gonna sound, I'm not excusing the behaviour, not at all, but if you get a group of lads together, like the testosterone kind of builds up and that kind of
Yeah.
conversations. Like when we were like teenagers and stuff, one of the things, if we went away like on like a football tournament where we were away for like a couple of days, like the boredom and everything would sit in. So to piss each other off, we would do games like where we would cow each other, like pull each other's pants down in like inappropriate situations. See who would.
Oh, I'm so glad you've grown up.
But again, when lads get together, these type of things, and if when we got older and stuff like playing like in adult football teams, if we went away for like a weekend drinking, like to build up team bonding, we'll play the condom game where we'd put a condom on someone's shoulder and not tell them, so they walk around in pubs and stuff with a condom on the shoulder and stuff like that. It's almost like the peg game but with a blob.
Oh, that's an awful word. Oh, please don't use that word again. That is horrible.
What? Peg.
Well done.
But not the book had like a lot more toxic masculinity kind of stuff in
Huge. Yeah.
than the movie now, because obviously now toxic masculinity is like frowned upon nowadays, whereas it was massive back in like the 60s and 70s.
But it's also, you've got to there's so many of them there as well, and King does manage to give nearly all 100 some part to play in this walk that you can imagine that.
It's a dick swinging competition. You get all the lads together and it's like who's got the biggest cock. That again.
I can't relate.
Yeah.
No, but this is what I was asking Ant, because the whole when Barkovich is ribbing on rank and it's over his mother, I was like, do men or boys really get that upset when their mothers get brought into it? Because if someone started saying shit about my mum, I'd be like, all right, like who gives a shit?
Yeah, I think it's more of like, oh, I've got to protect like your lineage or like do your mother's honor and stuff like that. Like you can call me as much name as you want, but if you call me mum a twat, I'm gonna punch you. That again, it's like almost like the Marty McFly thing in Back to the Future. You can call us anything, just don't call us chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of Pete in the book. And it shocked us as well, because I'd fallen in love with this character on the screen, that when it came to book Pete, I was like, who are you? You are not the same person I have just been watching. The fact that the Scar story, obviously very, very fucking different. He got it off a girl who he was inappropriately trying to grow up. And that was her response. Well done, her. She got him across the face.
If you do that in the movie, that character instantly becomes repulsive, and
Yeah,
you're like, I
you
can't
lose
relate
it.
because
Yeah, you completely lose it. But I really appreciated the fact that, because Ray in the book he's so optimistic. His dad, he believes his dad is gone with the major for whatever reason, and
Right.
doesn't care. He's a huge fan of the major. He
Right.
has a lot of admiration for him. There's a lot more people on the walk who were watching. He loves them. He loves the fact that he's being seen by his hometown, because they're all cheering for Ray. He's got a lot of more optimism about him, and then you've got McFreeze, who is just just this little, Eeyore gloomy cloud walking next to him. But I actually liked the switch, but I didn't, but I love the fact that Ray doesn't have the gloomy cloud. It's more, it's different, and it's put into something else, which kind of is a driving force, because Ray actually has no driving force in the book to do the long walk. Everyone has a reason to be there, but not him.
Yeah. I think like there's a niceness to Ray in this movie. But Pete, he's he's one of the people that it seems genuine. That's the thing I would probably say. That's why I love the conversations. Like it's ribbon taking the piss, but there's also he knows where there's a line and doesn't kind of cross it. But again, we've had so many amazing movies this year, and this, as I said, this would be in my top 5. But the reason why it doesn't kind of get in my head, again, not to say anything different, why it doesn't get kind of close to a movie like Sinners, is simply because of um the world. The world is interesting in this one, but it doesn't give you too much. I wanted more information. I wanted to know
Wow.
why this world is the way it is, why things are
Okay.
being banned, why I know you can say, oh, it's a dictatorship and stuff like that, but why is music or things are being right? Like it doesn't give you elaborate or even kind of let you in to that world. It's just like this is what it is, this is
Okay.
how it is, and it's kind of like I kind of want to know more. And when it's talking about, because I thought it was going to be like a Running Man situation as well, especially with saying, oh, it's going to be televised, like the future is televised, and you're going to be it'll be like the game show. I was expecting to see like in Running Man when you've got the people on the board saying, put me $10 on such and such to make it through the next 100 miles. I was expecting that kind of running commentary, but not to say I was disappointed. I just think this film was good what we got, but it could have been something that just was timeless if it just gave us a little bit more.
Really sorry to disagree with that so
No,
much.
but again, it's just down to perspective.
Oh yeah, of course. It's everyone, Come, sorry, Lee.
I think it did give you some information about the world, and I think that's all it needed to give. Where they've lost some kind of war, and I think everybody is in the same situation now, where they're just in poverty, and the army is in charge of everything. I don't think there are any rich people around that would be like, I'll put $10 on this. Oh, I've won the Long Walk game show board game.
Yeah.
I don't think that exists. I think everyone's poor.
I think I think what you already know about it is enough to know that they are televising a program where essentially from in the book it would be 99 people, in the movie it's 49 people are going to die.
Yeah.
That's what kind of world you are living in. That was enough for me to be like, okay, I am happy to go on this walk with these group of people. That's how I felt, because I have seen the movie more times than I care to tell anybody at this point. Especially how many times I've watched over the last few days. But it's just, it is one of those films where I have to kind of remind myself I'm allowed to go back to the beginning and they're all there.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to do that, because if I didn't, if I couldn't, and that was it, I think my heart would be forever broken.
So, just going to Kelly, if you take away Ray and Pete, who are your favourites not in the book, but in the movie?
I'm intrigued.
I like Stebbins.
Mm.
Yes.
I feel for Stebbins, but what I didn't like in the movie was like you were letting to the fact that Stebbins is the bastard child, you know, when the major says, you know, good luck, son.
Yeah.
And it's just
That was
like,
obvious, wasn't it?
Knew
it
straight
was
away.
naff. I hated that. But I loved book Stebbins as well as film Stebbins and the reveal of I Am Rabbit.
Mhm.
And there was this whole part about him being this fucking rabbit. He is the carrot of which if someone is seen to like go further, and he is this enigmatic character who really captures Ray's fucking interest, and he wants to know more about him, even though he's quite repulsed by him. And in the film, I know they had to make him a little bit more sort of three-dimensional, because I think in the novel he is like an enigma. He is a strange sort of chap in purple trousers,
Yes.
So they had to make him a little bit sort of appealing. But I felt for him because he was trying to get something that, that one wish of being accepted at his father's table.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
It's heartbreaking.
yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just.
I think that was quite a
poor
good
fucker.
turn part as well, because all the way through, like in the movie, he's very steadfast. He gives a bit of shit, but it's like, oh, he's fine. But then it kind of opens you up to the character, and it's like, oh, it makes you like, it opens up your heart to him. And again, this is where I think the movie does so well. These characters, like mine, I absolutely adored Hank, just because of how,
Hank.
like he's. You know me. I like an underdog. I like a shit talker. I like someone that just basically keeps it going.
Puts
Keeps
chewing
the
gum in
comedy.
his pocket.
Oh, that's what his name was. I was trying to think. If you asked me, I can't remember the lad's name. It was just the little Asian kid, like
Hank.
With the chewing
Hank
gum in his pocket.
Olsen,
mint.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just like so entertaining, and his death was like, especially in the movie, was kind of heartbroken when he was like just completely broken down, and he was just like, it's like, oh, good shot.
The book's worse. The
Right.
book is worse. Hank's death out of everyone is the worst in the book. The same thing happens. Like Hank just goes into this completely catatonic state, but somehow still manages to go. But then he eventually he kind of gives in. He gets shot in the leg or in the stomach, but he keeps walking.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's writhing in pain to the point where they kind of use him as a lesson, basically, and then they put him out of his misery eventually.
Yeah.
It goes on for some fucking time. Really cool choices. I love Stebbins, and I do want to talk about the rabbit thing. But mine is Collie Parker.
All right.
I love the attitude of Collie Parker. He's an activist. He is some like fuck the man. Like he hates everything about what he is enduring, and the fact that he would not let that and he killed someone and he managed to kill a squad. But also he doesn't allow them to kill him.
Yeah.
He takes it into his own hands and he ends it. Yeah, I love Collie Parker. I love the guy who's playing him. I'm so happy that we're getting to see him in Welcome to Derry. He's just that hair envy, massive hair envy. So yeah, I love Collie Parker. But Stebbins, oh my god, I just wanted to give him a tissue at the end. Please wipe your nose, please. Just for the love of God, wipe your nose. But Stebbins's whole story, because I didn't understand the rabbit thing when he mentioned it, where I am the rabbit, I am I am one of those mechanical rabbits that's out in front.
To be fair though, you've never went to a racetrack, have you?
I've been to a racetrack before, but I didn't understand. But I didn't
weird
understand
how it led to that as well, because they were like, you don't make sense when you talk, just say something real for once.
So then
and
he
goes,
says
I am
that.
a rabbit.
Yeah, then he says that, but the deeper aspect of it is, and I think if you look at Book Stebbins as well, he's kind of a plant.
Yeah, 100%.
He is there. Yeah, he is there to. He was going to win it. and now this is where I'll get into the end as well, because this is where I need book readers' help.
But that's
but yeah,
kind of like the Hunger Games situations, like the one in District 1 and stuff like that. They've been training for this. They know what they're going to be in for the fight, so they volunteer. Where again, similar to this, you've got Stebbins, who's probably been training for the long walk, preparing. As he said, I've not been sick for 10 years.
and then he gets sick.
Yeah.
Irony. I know what fucking irony is. I love that line.
It's not raining on a Wendy. Let's put it that way, love.
But I couldn't understand the whole rabbit thing, and then obviously with the whole plant thing and the fact that he was always going to win it. But in the book, so book ending very different to actual ending. In the book, you are left with the last three: Stebbins, Pete, and Ray. Pete, sorry, just stops walking and just sits down and gets shot, and that's it. Pete's gone. And then Ray and Stebbins are walking next to each other, and Ray is about to bow out. This is it. I'm done. I'm gonna sit down. And as he goes to Stebbins to kind of like turn him around to like tell him, Stebbins just dies. There's no gunshot. There's nothing. No explanation. Stebbins just drops down dead. And that's when Ray is crowned the winner. However, Ray doesn't stick around to find out what is going to happen next, because he sees a dark, mysterious figure in the background, to where he just keeps walking towards it to the point where he starts running towards it. And the book ends.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the end.
Which I feel like he was like trapped in the mentality of the walk, and he's like, oh, there's still people up ahead to keep up with.
Yeah, he's always going to, well, it's PTSD. He's always going to be in that walk. He's always going to, that fight or flight is always going to be there. It's never going to leave him.
Well, they kind of hinted that with Pete at the end of this, where you see him just after he shoots the general, he just looks and sees the street. So it's kind of like, he's going to be continuing walking. And he even says, like, to Rio, the thing is like, oh, I've been walking all my life. So you've kind of alluded that he's going to be constantly walking as well. But I think the way this was filmed, and again, this is where I've got a lot of respect for this movie, is now we're in a stage with movies that everyone wants to make a franchise. Everyone's thinking about we're going to make this film, then we're going to make that film and that thing. This has a very definitive end, and I don't think you could make a sequel after this one. It wouldn't work. And again, if you're going to talk about how they've done the book, if you want to do like all 100 people and give them all the backstories and why they're doing it, that would be a TV show. They shouldn't have made the Long Walk film. They would have made the Long Walk, because again, and that might just be my single-mindedness. I don't want to know every single person's reason for being there. I'm only interested in the Three Musketeers.
Well, the four.
The Four Musketeers, sorry, yeah.
So don't forget Art. Art, who is... Do you know...
to be fair, you get D'Artagnan. He wasn't a real Musketeer, so it's the Three Musketeers and D'Artagnan.
But
the ending's way too abrupt. Like,
it's so like, bump done.
If you've got a film where there's a lot of walk and you need like several endings,
no,
where
you
there's
don't.
Like a coronation scene and
if a
someone gets on a boat,
came in, I would have fucking
What did you think of the ending though? Because there's been when this movie came out, huge debate among Stephen King fans how they didn't like the fact that they changed the ending. How do you feel? Because the ending fits the narrative of the movie.
I don't think you could have ended any other way where I would have felt clean.
But would you have preferred Ray to win?
No, because Ray was doing it for the wrong reasons. It gives a wrong message. Because he's doing it for revenge.
He gives his mission to Freeze, and that was unfair.
Yeah.
Because instead of Ray doing it, he did. But this is the ambiguity at the end. Is do you know, like, obviously there's people around and they call it, hello son, well done, and what do you want, and he shoots him and blah 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 blah. Do you notice that all disappear and he just keeps on walking, a little bit like the movie? I actually think Pete is dead And this
I've heard
is
that
maybe
theory.
his delusional sort of thing. And he keeps on walking, but he's actually dead.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
I've
you don't know
heard that
who's
theory.
going, because what he's you know, when Garrity has, like, you know, visions of his mom singing that song, you know, when they're asleep and they're walking in the days. What's to say that Pete isn't in a stupor that Helen Olsen was in?
Yeah.
God knows what he was seeing.
Honestly, I've heard that
So,
theory,
oh,
and
yeah.
when I rewatched it back today, I was taking note of that moment. So when he's on the ground, it is pissing down with rain. He's literally covered. When he stands up, he's dry as a bone, and there's no rain.
Right.
And I kind of, I've heard a lot of people say that theory that Pete actually does die, that he does, because why would he not? He just shot the major.
That's my only confusion with the ending. Like, I understand that aspect, like, oh, looking off, he was going to be continued on. I was like, okay, that's fine. But his one wish was for a gun, not to be absolved for the murder of the general. Because, like, even killing the general, even if the general's hated, that's a crime. There would have been people rushing towards him. There would have been, like, them guards, even if they were in shock, they would have, like, tried to stop him and say, what the fuck you doing? Like, even all the people that were surrounding, like, watching the final walk, that all just disappeared. And again,
Everyone did.
So if you there was only two, there's two ways you could end that without the confusion. One, have him been arrested, have him like say taken away, or just end it with a gunshot.
Yeah.
I've just had a glitch in the Matrix.
It could have just ended the story completely with, like, him dying, and it's like, yeah, that is the end, the definitive end of his story, so it's the end of the movie. But him just walking off into the distance is
I like
very
it.
ambiguous.
I really like it because
I love it.
I love it. I love the fact that he walks away. But I also love the fact that Ray ran away as well towards this dark figure. I've just had a glitch in the Matrix. I've just had pure deja vu when you've just spoke there, Paul. I have heard you say that before.
Right.
That's so weird, but in this exact moment, oh, all I need now is a white cat to walk. Oh, he's asleep behind us. What I find brilliant about this cast is the two actors who have the deepest southern accent are both Londoners.
Right.
Art and Pete, both Londoners, both have the deepest southern accent going. I was like, well done, fellas, because they do not break that one iota. One. And I have to give complete and utter props to Copper Hoffman for putting everything out there. He knew what this was going to do. He knew what the conversation was going to be, especially when people found out that the story was going to involve the fact that his father had been killed. Cooper lost his daddy at 10 years old, very publicly, and he is now going to be doing this film. And he says he just had to put everything out there and talk about it and make sure that, because he couldn't do this part justice if he then has to hide that side
as well,
hide that side of himself. And he really credits Judy Greer for being able to help bring a little, because for all Judy Greer is very much a small part of this. She stuck around production for quite some time to where she made a huge impact in his life. And honestly, that woman's cries.
What, can we just talk about that moment?
Oh my God, which one?
Like the start is fair enough. You understand that. But her sheer panic when she realizes that he's running over, it's like, no, don't touch me, you will be shot. If you leave the path, you're shot. Then she's like just screaming at him to keep going. That was breathtaking. I was like, fuck me, I got shivers. And just knowing, because, and I love that Pete kind of called it out. He was like, oh, because they were all teasing him, saying, you're going to see your family again. That's like, that's not fair. And it's like, you don't realize how fucking hard that's going to be. Because, like, again, put yourself in there, not in the shoes, because he's lost his shoes at this point.
It's when she goes, where's your shoes? And then realizes what's happening.
But put yourself in them shoes, like socks. Sorry, if you're walking along and saw someone that is your world, that you're the only person that's left in your world, and you're doing this, that moment of realization. Ooh.
Oh, it'd
be uncontrollable.
to use one of Kelly's words, it would be harrowing. It's it's his realization, isn't it? It's the fact that everything that he's done, his dad did to him,
Yeah.
and it wasn't right. His dad made a choice and left him. His dad could have kept his mouth shut and not did what he did and still be there for him and his mum. And then he has gone and done
Fucking
exactly
principles.
dickheads. He has done exactly the same thing to his mother, and it's the realization that it's too late.
Yeah.
And now he can't change that, and that's obviously helps his decision making when it comes to him stopping at the end, because he's not going to make the right decisions, but this guy here, this one, he will. And it's such a damn shame that I wish Pete didn't take the gun. I wish Pete honored everything, but hate can sometimes overcome love, and it just blinds things. And yeah,
well, you do stuff for your friends that you regret, like Top Grumps, but still.
Oh,
but
never. I will never regret that, Lee.
Thank you.
But question as well, and again, this is just a silly one. So, out the Nerdy Up North team, or the Nerdy Up people that are involved in Nerdy Up North, who do you think would outlast? Who do you think would be the last one standing?
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll take me out of the equation first. I'm Curly.
Right.
I'm getting cramp in the leg, and I'm getting taken out first. I ain't no survivalist. And I suffer a lot from cramp. True story, got rushed to hospital because I passed out over a leg cramp. So
Sammy's
I'm out.
dead. Sammy's dead.
Me out.
Kelly, where do you think it would come? But you're determined. You're one of these people that you've got steel in you.
Kelly.
No, I think I'd be a little bit like Stebbins, but shit. So I'd be very mysterious and like talk the talk, but not walk the walk.
Right.
Nah.
And you can't dance Stevie Nicks twirling
Nah,
either, so you're fucked.
Nah.
I would be fucked if as soon as we hit the hill. That would be me gone.
that hill.
Oh, that hill.
That hill, that moment, that moment where that guy standing behind him with the gun, that is horribly, beautifully, but horribly shot. Like, I am so uncomfortable in that moment. Sorry, go on.
No,
you just brought that back to my brain.
I wouldn't handle the hill. Lee wouldn't make it for the first night because he can't stay awake.
I mean, that's what my problem would be. Do you know what? I have got a lot of stamina. Like, there's been times when I've been like, oh, I'll have a go on my exercise bike. And about 6 months ago, I was like, oh, I'll just see how long I can go for while I'm working. And I was on it for about 6 hours and did like 100k. So I don't know how I do it. It just comes out of nowhere.
Was your arse not hurting?
Yeah,
it's used to being everything's arse pummeled, so it's fine.
Oh no, that exercise bikes are no joke on the bum.
Right.
But I still wouldn't win because I mean we've got Adam. Who the fuck's beating Adam?
Jake's winning apparently.
No, I think you're right with Adam, because like we would have 3 strides and he would only take 1.
But you have to stay to a certain speed. So in the book, it's 4 miles per hour. In the movie, it's 3. So you've got to stay at 3 miles per hour. So his big strides aren't going to help him.
Right.
No. So Adam's gone. To be honest, I think I'm with Jake. I think Jake's winning this. But yeah, I'm out first. Right. I'm not fooling myself or anybody else. I'm going to be out first.
I was going to say Chris is fucked. Chris wouldn't.
Oh, Chris is. If I'm getting first, Chris is going next.
Chris's pancreas would give up within 5 minutes.
Oh, especially on them rations of paste. Nah. Nope.
So, what was your most harrowing part in the movie? Like, forgetting about the book now. Like, what was the most harrowing part of the movie for you? The thing that kind of like was like, oh shit, like your oh shit moment, shall we say?
Oh shit moment. Go on, use two.
Lee's thinking.
The tank running over the guy's legs.
Oh, that was unexpected. I didn't see that coming.
Oh, ow.
And then still
I tell you what, though.
Saying about the warnings. Warnings.
Yeah.
He's kind of saying warnings. God.
Yeah.
Do you know all I kept thinking of when he had the tank go over his legs? I bet his feet are feeling mint round.
It was hilarious when they're like, first warning. It's like, he's not fucking getting back up.
like-
Yeah, you really are mocking him now. He ain't getting back up off that.
Mine was a bit early on. It was number one. I can't remember his name, but he was having a fit, and they just went, "Oh, he didn't disclose some medical."
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Oh fuck!" And the fact that they stood over them and just like the shot, I was like, "Jesus Christ!" Because we've always had Curly die, and that was quite brutal. But then it's like, oh, there's no pass, there's no get out of jail free card. If anything that happens to that, it is as simply as walk or die. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that was kind of like the realization moment for me.
Yeah, Curly's face. Oh, all practical, by the way. Everything is practical. This was shot in continuity, so it was literally shot. And if you notice, this is what the director, when I was watching the making of it today, went, we didn't really put two and two together because we've started the shooting the film at the beginning and we're going to end at the end, and we've been walking for fucking miles. And everyone's lost a stone. If you look at Cooper Hoffman at the end, he is very different person to who he is at the beginning of the film. He's lost so much weight. They didn't really think that one through, did they? Because they walked for and not just them, the
cast and
entire
crew, yeah.
crew. You should see the Pua Boom guy with the stick. Oh my god, his arms must have been killing him. Curly's death for me is brutal, but I think Rank's kind of it's the scrape across the face.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh god, get up, please.
But-
like in that moment, all you want him to do is just get up off the ground.
Funny story though. I'm not saying I got shot, but I had a similar situation when I was like growing up as a kid in DM Dot in Roker. We didn't have much field, so we used to play football in the street, like on the pavement. And I was in goal, and I remember diving for the ball because I was stupid and not really that clever as a kid. And the dive kind
As
of
a kid,
shut up you.
you said that.
Sabby. But yeah, I kind of landed on my face and slid. So for about 6 weeks, I just had a graze down one side of my face. It was almost like Two-Face from Batman.
Oh, I
Paul,
bet
at
you would
least
have
you
loved
had
that.
at least you had footballs in your school. We didn't have footballs in
What did you
primary
have?
school.
Concrete.
We had me and my mate found a rock and played football with
Oh
it,
my
and
god,
he was
no,
in
you
goal,
didn't.
and he threw it and went heads, and I tried to header it, and just
No,
absolutely cracked my head
Lee.
open,
No,
and there
Lee,
was
you
blood
didn't.
just pouring out all over the schoolyard.
Oh, no.
So the school went round,
No.
cleared up all the rocks, and then bought us footballs.
So they fucking should. You were children. I had a hockey incident once at my comprehensive school.
This
Remember
one
the
time at
ground?
band camp.
No, in PE. You know the gravelly ground that God, it's like that. I don't know how
All-weather
to.
pitch.
Yes, slid across there, completely scraped all my leg. Was totally fine. Stood up. The PE teacher went, I think you need to go and see a nurse. And I went, no, I'm totally fine. And she went, you haven't looked at it yet, have you? And the minute I looked at it, passed out. Yeah, the pain kicked in right at that second.
I've got one more thing, just like you've made us think of. It has no relevance to any of like the long walk, but I used to play ice hockey, and worst injury I've
Oh
ever
god,
seen
no.
was everyone was gathered around the goal, and I was a defender, so I've always been told your job is to just, if someone's in front of the goalie, push them out the way. So I pushed this lad, but he was a proper skinny light lad, and he just went backwards. His feet came up, and there was another lad standing in front of the goal with his arms out, and his skate just went across his wrist, and blood just started spraying out, like literally like like to
Was it like
the
the
beat
scene
of his heart.
from the Addams Family, Wednesday in Pugsley?
Me dad was the coach, and everyone else was just standing around like, oh my god, what do we do? My dad took his hockey top off and like ran over and wrapped it around the lad's wrist and rang an ambulance, and he got taken away. And
No.
horrible.
Ew, wait.
You all right there, Kelly? You went a bit pale.
Oh god. Yeah, ew. That's probably worse than the half the shit that I saw on the long walk, to be honest. That's not good.
The poor lad that this happened to as well, I think it was only about 6 months after he was at a bonfire at his friend's house, and someone threw a carrier bag onto the bonfire and it blew off. and stuck to his face.
Oh.
And the lad's dad had to get a knife and cut it off his face, and he's got like a big scar down his face now as well. That lad's had no luck.
Please first
Really
kill.
nice lad as well.
Sorry, I was just reading the comments. Yes, Grace's the walk in the you know what they did for the premiere where they had everyone on the treadmill walking.
Yeah.
There's no goddamn way on earth I could have done that.
That wasn't the premiere, that was the media screening. So
Was it?
What they did is they went round.
That would have been class though if they got the cast to do it again. Like, listen, we know that we just made you walk.
It was in America, but the thing is, though, if you went under the speed, you couldn't watch the full film, so you had to steer the beers.
Got it.
So if you got the warnings like you did, you got kicked out of the screening.
Well, San Diego Comic-Con had this in panel in Hall H, and they showed the first 20 minutes of it. You know where, because the title screen doesn't come up for 20 minutes. You're 20 minutes into the film. They showed up to there, and then that was it. You'd be gutted. You'd be like, no, I need to see it all now. I absolutely adore this film so much that the minute I think about it, I want to go and watch it straight away. Like, literally the minute I think about it, which is what I have done.
Well, to be
all
fair,
weekend.
though, Kelly done the ultimate statement, and I love when Kelly gets excited about something. She sent a message saying, "This isn't just the film of the year. This is her film of the decade."
That is such a bold statement, but I'm impressed.
I'm not retracting it. I loved it. It was great. Still recovering.
Yeah, because Lee, you've shocked me. Absolutely shocked me to my core. I never in a million years thought you would
that
read
you
it.
could read.
I was going to say it. I feel like I'm that guy in Harry Potter where Malfoy's like, I didn't know you could read.
No, it's just the book isn't the longest. It's quite deceiving actually there because it looks thicker than what it actually is, but it's quite thinner.
Right.
I'm gonna see if I
So,
can.
with you being book nerds as well,
There it is.
would you
It's
have
quite a
changed?
thin book.
Would you have changed anything for the movie? I'll ask Kelly first.
Right. It wouldn't have translated as a film the way it was written. And the thing is, because of Stephen King's like input with the film, he realised that also with the whole 3 miles per hour change sort of thing. I think both are fantastic as standalone epics. One being very of the time of the 60s, but still applicable today. I mean, he really honed in on the idea of reality TV in the fucking 60s, you know what I mean? But in the book, the crowds are there all the time, and the crowds are seen as these almost kind of death-hungry masses.
Like ghouls
They are
type
celebrating
thing,
the deaths, yeah. And whereas the change in the modern day perspective, I don't know, it's almost like that realization of, you know, kind of, this is then forced death. This is torture. Who wants to watch it? Well, people don't watch the news now because it's better to be ignorant, but you still know what's going on. It's so strange, but so kind of poignant at the same time. But I will pick up on one thing about the book.
I totally get that because doctors actually say now about watching the news, they tell people with mental health not to watch it. Which,
no, I don't.
Yeah. Sorry, Kelly. I just
what were you going to say about the book?
The description of basically everyone slowly dying.
Yeah.
You could see how they were all becoming like skeletal spectres, and you know what? There's nothing in life like seeing death that makes you feel alive and makes you feel, oh God, I need to grasp every moment. You know what I mean? And I think that was a really like just something that really lasted with me, because I worked in a fucking nursing home during COVID.
Yeah.
I saw death every day, and it's scary when you see someone, because it's not a someone, it becomes something else. And I think Stephen King really got that, and he put that in Doctor Sleep as well. When Danny Torrance was helping them pass over, you know, he really understands a dying thing, which is just chef's kiss. Amazing.
100%.
Cool. No, so I'm gonna with it. I think that's near the end. So I'm gonna ask the question that I said I would. See if you thought about what would be your one wish.
That my Loki bear was king of the world.
Don't think that
and
would.
you all had to be under Loki's rule. It's only because he's right next to us. You all had to be under Loki's rule.
Sammy's not took it seriously. I see.
Because I can't answer it. I have no idea. No idea.
Would you not go to the moon?
No, but oh my god, that line that Pete says, scrape your shoes against the stars and hang upside down from the moon. I love that line.
What about you, Lee? Have you thought about it?
I have, but it's evil. So it's like, there's like, money could buy you pretty much everything apart from some of the most ridiculous stuff. And it's like, you're just be like, oh, I would love to fire a nuke. Just like, let us push the red button just one time. Just like, I'll take somewhere shit out, like Essex or something like that, or like, I don't know, anywhere.
So everyone in Essex is going to fuck Lee up now.
Just be careful. Yeah, yeah.
What about you, lovely Kelly?
I wish it could be Christmas every day. Seriously, I haven't got a fucking clue. Like, no, not a Scooby-Doo.
It's crazy though when you think about it. When you take money off the table, money's not a thing that you need, and money can buy you like anything you want. It's then thinking, what
do I want?
What do you need? What do you want? And that's a scary thought as well. As like, because people say money can't buy you everything. It's like, when you think about your wish.
Happy.
So yes. Anything else you want to bring up before we do wrap up there?
I finished The Body.
Right. Okay. So you love Stand By Me, so we can still be friends.
Yes, we can. We can still be friends. Yeah. I got a shock though. I'm not gonna lie. Got massive shock at the end. Didn't see that coming. Because you know the famous line where he's like, "Suck my fat one, you cheap dime store hood," and then you look down and he's got the gun. Well, he didn't have the gun. It was Chris who had the gun, and I was like, switcheroo. But the whole description of his relationship afterwards, how they kind of like, you could tell that Teddy and Vern were not as close as them two. No. And the fact that it was their determination to get Chris out of this shithole of a life, and he does it, and then he dies, and by the end I'm like, I can't do this no more.
The Body's a good one.
Why is he breaking me? And now I'm reading Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
So. Did you tell us your wish?
My wish is just to have you in my life all the time, Lee.
I have thought of a better one. I want to take back my nuke thing.
Oh, okay.
I think my wish would be...
The world is safe.
I would wish, as long as it's kept a secret so that the next person doesn't know about it, but I would wish to have the next person who wins the walks prize money and wish.
So you're going to continuously just keep taking the money?
just the next person. Just so whoever wins next time is just absolutely gutted and screwed over.
So that I think that's more evil than a nuke, to be fair.
Yeah. You're being called Lee Nukem.
Or Dr. Evil there coming through. He just needs $1 million.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for enduring this, and Kelly and Lee reading the books. Can't believe I'm finishing that sentence with Lee in there as well.
Yeah, us three put effort in. Thank you.
Don't be mean. You only did it to prove a point.
I know.
There was no other reason than you just wanted to prove a point.
To be fair though, I think Lee's wish is really just to tarnish my legacy. That's the thing. It's like everything I've done and left behind. Lee's like, I'm better than you.
I'm just gonna scream all of that. No, thank you for doing that, because I've when this came out and I watched it the first time, I just wanted everyone to watch it and everyone to love it. And thank you for doing that.
No,
Thank you
so-
for loving it.
Yes, but it's quite weird this way because there's nothing really much to plug. There's no, there's
There's
no
no
Top Grumps,
monsters.
no monsters. There's probably
Oh, there's a Doomsday. I'm doing Doomsday this week.
all right, cool.
Hmm.
Which one are you doing?
Can't remember. No, I generally can't. It's a Spider-Man one, but I keep calling it the wrong name.
Right,
It's not Far From Home.
That's
It's
No Way Home.
No Way Home. No
Right.
Way Home. So we've hit No Way Home. And just be prepared for a whole episode of me crying my eyes out through it because that's all I did throughout the entirety of watching the movie.
see that film's tarnished because I got death threats after that movie, so that's fine.
Oh my god, this is so going to be mentioned. This is the time. This is the first time Nerdy Up North had its first major crisis. It was
Well-
this movie.
Yeah, people sending us messages saying you should die because I won't let them spoil that there's 3 Spider-Mans in a movie in the group.
Yeah. It was.
And
It
damn
was.
you, Lee.
It was carnage. Absolute carnage over Spider-Man.
Yes.
That just think of that.
So-
Spider-Man did that.
Kelly, what have you got planned for this week? Have you got a quiz to plug?
I've got a competition to plug. I
Oh,
have been doing stand-up comedy for a year,
One
and I
year.
am in the third. I'm in the third round of heats for Fell Out's new act of the year. It's Tuesday. If I go through, I'll go through the final, and fingers
win.
crossed, go through. I've got a new. Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. And I have a quiz as well. It's a Christmas one. So
Christmas
yay.
quiz on Thursday at the Peacock.
Yay.
Indeed.
Yes.
Is there no straw chats or anime club?
Yes. So we have got a straw chat this week.
Is it going to be
again,
longer than 15 minutes?
I don't know. Like, so the arcs that we're doing at the moment are quite short arcs. Like last week's, it was only a 3-episode arc. This one, how many episodes is in this week's arc? Is 5. We have got the amazing Jake on again.
Yay.
And this week is the Rullica Island arc of One Piece. Which, Paul, you'll love this one. It's about they go into this portal and find this like pirate ship graveyard. I think you might remember that.
Oh, is that the one I give up on?
Yeah, you gave up at that point.
Yeah,
It is a shit arc.
It was terrible.
How far is that into it though?
It's after Alabasta and stuff.
Did you see? You're saying words now that don't mean nothing to me.
It's about 130 episodes in, I think.
Bloody hell, Paul! That's really impressive.
No, after
Paul did
there's
stick with it for a
1,000
while.
episodes, so it's not really that impressive. It's like just a
But-
thing.
Well, yeah,
But yeah, Paul dropped out of this bit, and Anime Club should have an episode on Friday. I could even ask Chris what he's doing, but he probably doesn't know.
he probably
either.
hasn't got a clue. He
No.
won't have a clue.
You have to go to Phoebes for that information.
Yeah.
Yes, Phoebes is the all knowing. But yes, but next Sunday we are doing something that we haven't done in a very, very long time. We're going to try and be a bit festive, a bit Christmas.
Yay! Christmas jumpers time, guys.
We're doing a Christmas movie, but not just any Christmas movie. What Christmas
Is it
movie
the
are
Dan
we?
Aykroyd one?
Are we? No, we're not. We've done Trading Places before. It's fine.
We've done Trading Places.
I know.
We did it in New Year because it's a New Year film.
movie, not a
Post some
Christmas.
pictures of it.
No.
Fucking behave.
What about what we're doing then, Sammy?
We're doing Scrooged. Were you
Yes.
just testing us there
Yeah.
to see if I knew?
Look at Kelly's face. Yes, we're talking about.
We're doing Bill Murray Scrooged.
Yeah. So the one what's quite scary and violent. One of the
And has Carol Kane in. It's okay.
Yes.
Carol Kane makes it better.
and they don't use staples on the heads of the mices as well.
They do not. But
No.
this is a shit show of a production that I cannot wait to unravel next week.
But yeah, so we're doing Scrooge next week, and then hopefully the weekend after that, we're going to try and get as many nerds on the podcast
What
as
does
possible.
that take us up to?
That takes us up to the day before Christmas or the day after Christmas. Don't know.
So 21st is next week,
Yep.
and then the weekend after is after the big day, so 28th. So
28th.
that's the last.
That's
Day
the
of
last
the year
the
for
last
us.
day of the year. We're going to get a few nerds on, basically talk about the year, tell us what they've experienced, what they've loved, what they've hated, and basically tell me to fuck off. Hopefully, and yes. And
Why do you want people to tell you to fuck off?
As-
Like, it's Christmas. We're meant to be jolly. I'm gonna
Oh.
try. I'm gonna get him with tinsel and everything next week. I'm gonna try and get him in the festive spirit.
Paul,
What?
I just want to say, I love you.
Elephant juice, you too.
Wow. Wow.
Right. But yes, so that's all happening. And as Sammy normally tells us about the audio.
Oh shit, it's because I didn't plug monsters. Actually, for all that there's not a monster episode going up tomorrow, there is another revisited episode going up at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So you can only get that from audio. And this episode will be available later on in the day as long as somebody sends me the file over that he didn't do last week for us. And I had to do it and it
I
was
had
shit.
a look and it was already uploaded.
Yes, because you hadn't sent me it, and it was time was ticking on, and I was like, I'm not going to bother him because he's at work, so I'll just get a shit copy of it. The only reason you do it, Lee, is because you cut the crap out at the beginning.
Yes, Skivvy Lee. God damn it. Do your job.
So no, if you can't do it, it's totally fine. Honestly, it's fine. But yeah, that'll be available tomorrow from anywhere you get your podcast from.
Yes. So same bat time, same bat channel.
Stay nerdy, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.